Hey, so I'm gonna briefly talk about this book that I read when I was in like fifth and sixth grade, and I think the series sort of culminated in my freshman year of high school. Um, it's about Eragon. It's the Dragon Rider series. If anyone saw that one movie that came out with the blue dragon and the blonde guy with the sword and magic and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed the series. It's called The Inheritance Cycle, and you kind of learn why it's called that later on. But basically, there's a principle in this series that I think is really important for people to understand. And so I'm not involved in the occult anymore. I wasn't really hardcore into the occult like some people. I was also more of like a lone wolf type person, and I had my own sort of trajectory slash plan and stuff. But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about in the future some more of the books that I read, and you'll notice that a lot of these are children's books. That's for two reasons. First off, I started reading a lot, like every day for hours in fifth grade. So naturally, it's going to be a lot of children's books. Also, the other thing is that I had like a lot of niche angles in my studies, and one of them was finding factual information in fantasy or sci-fi books. And that's kind of like another also rabbit hole. But this thing in Aragon, I'm not doing a symbol, but this in Aragon, there's a thing called the ancient language. And the principle of the ancient language is if you know this language, you can say the word and then it summons the essence of that actual thing. So if you used fire in the ancient language, fire would appear. If you said lift the stone, it would lift up the stone that you're talking about in the ancient language, right? But here's the catch with the ancient language is if you say something that you are not physically able to accomplish, like if you say lift the rock, right? But the rock is like 2 tons, you would just die because it would just take all of your energy, right? And so the thing that's interesting about this is that in Sumerian, the word for magic is grammar, right? You can look that up. And this sort of taught me the importance of being truthful because another thing is you cannot lie in the ancient language. And this is why I'm really about discernment because I know how to tell the truth but deceive people, and others can do it even better.